Hello, I'm Jeff Bennett, and I'm the founder of NISPOM Central. Thank you for taking the opportunity to view our course overview. I'm going to take some time to walk you through what this course will be about and how you can get the most out of it. For those of you who are looking at this as a preview, I hope to show you again what this course is about, what you can expect to learn, and for all of you, I want to tell you how I got started with this course. My family has had several members who have worked in the security field and have themselves been facility security officers. And my first experience with that was when I got out of the Army. They said, "Hey, Jeff, why don't you come and join us in the family business of being in industrial security?" And I said, "Well, what is it?" They said, "Well, you've been working around classified information all of your life, so it will be a good fit for you." One of the things I wanted to know is, how do I get a job as a facility security officer, and what are the supporting documents, regulations? Are there any books I can read? And my sister said, "Now you just need to go and download the National Industrial Security Program Operating Manual." I said, "What is that?" And so the journey began. And then after I got the job, and thanks to my friends and family who got me that job, I was finally in working as an industrial security professional. And I worked for an FSO who had a rather large team. And so one of the things you're going to learn as we walk through the NISPOM, and some of the things that you already know about NISPOM, is NISPOM tells you what to do. There's not a lot of instruction in how to do it. So this course will teach you some things about how do you apply the NISPOM in your organization, or if you've never even seen the NISPOM, what is it? So we're going to go from fundamentals of NISPOM to some basic understanding of how to apply it, to maybe some deep diving into application in your company. Now, the NISPOM, you're going to learn in here later, how do we handle and process classified information? And we'll learn that the NISPOM says when you receive classified information, go through the receipt and validate that you have everything in there. And then contact the sender, let them know you have it. Well, I was doing my job, went through the whole thing, and then I wanted to contact the sender. And I called them and said, "Hey, we received your package, and here's the list I'm going through to make sure everything looks copacetic." Well, the person on the other end didn't want to talk to me. They said, "I don't know you, sir. I'm not going to discuss this with you." And then I thought, wow, there is not a lot of instruction on how to do this. Within 5 years, everybody's going to know my name because I don't want to be in this situation again. I went to all the government websites, learned everything I could about being in industrial security. And then I started reading all the books, which were none. The only thing that existed was the NISPOM. And then part of my plan of becoming well known was to read more, learn, write articles, and prepare for any kind of certification I might be eligible for. I ended up getting a certification called Industrial Security Professionals certification, and I got a waiver because I'd only worked in the field 2 years. At the time, they required 5, and my Army experience carried me over. And then I started putting a study guide together, and it was a review of the NISPOM with question and answer periods. And that study guide helped me go through that process of learning the NISPOM much better, as well as help me pass that test. Some of the people that were having certification tests had complained that they did not have enough time. Well, fortunately, after I took my test, I had a half an hour left over, so I knew my study method worked really well. Fast forward many, many years later, that study guide that I developed ended up becoming this book. And this book will be a good supplement to your course, especially if you're here to learn more about this certification and learn how to apply the NISPOM to this certification. If you're one of these people, this course will teach you the acronyms, Government Contracting Activity, GCA. It will also teach you the CSA, Cognizant Security Activity, who that really is, because NISPOM keeps referring to the Cognizant Security Activity, but most of you know that it's Defense Counterintelligence and Security Agency, DCSA, which is the CSO, Cognizant Security Office. So it can be very confusing if you're taking the exam, but I'm going to help break those acronyms down to you. It wasn't long that I began to be an expert in the field. So I went from that book and I said, well, how can I teach others? Because somebody told me to download the NISPOM. That's all I needed to know. and then go to the government website and take all the training. Well, you might know that reading government regulations is for government agencies. And much of the government training that's on the web is for government security specialists. They don't give a lot of information on how contractors should protect information. There is some information, but it's written mostly for government agencies or by government people instructing contractors. There's a big difference. For example, if you take the insider threat training at the government website, they'll tell you to form a counterintelligence team, hire behavioral analysts, and that's just not practical. So we'll go with some practical applications of an insider threat program here. It wasn't long before I said, okay, I can help in another way. So I wrote another book called How to Get Government Contracts, U.S. Government Contracts and Classified Work. Basically, this book walks through the NISPOM requirements. It's a good supplement to this course here. So if you're an industrial security specialist, business owner, or somebody who is trying to engage NISPOM and learn from NISPOM, this book is for you. It's also outlined in this course. We're going to get you there. If you are a defense contractor who wants to be in the clear defense contractor space, welcome to this course. We'll walk you through that, even how to get a facility clearance. One thing I learned while teaching this course. Now, this course I taught at a local university in their continuing education division. I developed this course for that, and I walked many students through it. It's interesting. I've had many students who are corporate level security specialists. I've had former DCSA agents take the course, and I've had small companies just starting out to take the course. And one thing was evident by each group. Not one person knew everything about NISPOM. Why? Because NISPOM is applied in different organizations in different ways. For example, in multi-level corporations, the NISPOM is most likely enforced and worked at the corporate FSO level. For some of the subsidiary contractors, many of those don't do all the work in the NISPOM. They do a lot of the administrative work. For those who were government employees, they weren't familiar with all aspects of NISPOM and wanted to take my course to transition to the industrial security or the contractor level. And then there were those business startups who just didn't know how to apply the NISPOM. So now, many years later, if somebody wants to get in this field, there are more options than just saying, hey, download a copy of NISPOM. My company prints copies of NISPOM. We provide books about NISPOM and training about NISPOM. So I wanted to give people more options, and this course is one of those options. Let's talk about a little bit about what this course will provide. It'll increase your grasp of NISPOM and how to apply it. It also helps you study for security certifications, such as the Industrial Security Professional or the Industrial Security Oversight certification. Again, this course will not teach those exams, but it will give you a way to study for those exams and give you confidence. You'll learn how to demonstrate compliance with NISPOM. How long should I keep receipts for? How do I account for training? How do I deliver training, and how do I ensure that it's documented properly? And this is more than 15 hours of NISPOM. So I look forward to working with you on this journey. And it's great for newly cleared employees to help them understand what the NISPOM is about and how those security clearances are going to work in a defense contractor environment. It's great for new defense contractor leadership, such as Insider Threat Program Senior Official, the FSO, the Facility Security Officer, or even the Senior Management Officer. There's nowhere to go for Senior Management Officer training, and this would be a good start. The training includes all aspects of the NISPOM. I mean, we're learning classification, classified processing, and information systems. We've got closed areas, classified meetings, how to protect classified information, subcontracting, and much, much more. I look forward to going with you through this journey. Let me walk you through this course real quick. You'll notice that under the curriculum, we have a part that says NISPOM Deep Dive for NISPOM Change 2, Legacy NISPOM. Now, I developed much of this course prior to the 32 CFR Part 117. So back in 2020 through about 2022, I was developing this course. I decided to keep these lectures in here. Why? Because it's pretty much the same information. A few years ago, the government decided that they had two versions of NISPOM that they were going to settle on one. Unfortunately, they settled on the one that wasn't being used. So this NISPOM was a DoD instruction, but I kept the lectures in here because they coincided with the NISPOM. The new change did not really do away with any guidance. It just changed the arrangement of NISPOM. So this information is great for background. It's great for additional study. However, if you want to just start here, the NISPOM deep dive for 32 CFR Part 117, go for it. It has all the pieces of NISPOM. As I'm walking you through this, you can see. I would recommend starting at this and taking both. You've got time for it. It'll increase your understanding of NISPOM, and it will just make you more well-rounded and give you education about what the legacy NISPOM was like and maybe some differences that you might spot in the new NISPOM. Again, guidance didn't change much, but the arrangement of NISPOM did. I hope you've appreciated this introduction to our NISPOM and FSO certification course. For those of you who've joined, buckle up. It's going to be a fun 15-hour journey. For those of you who are just visiting, I hope you'll look around a little bit more and that you end up joining us for this course. Congratulations to those of you who've signed up. Now let's begin.